Welcome back. Still tuned in to News and Views. And our second story of the day is on our hashtag Africa Focus feature. This is a part of show where we focus on the African continent in all its beauty, in all its vastness, and sometimes in all its instability. And we'll be tackling some of the most pressing issues of Africa. And today we'll be featuring Rwanda and the DRC and the M23 and everything and anything that has to do with that part of the continent. There's another peace deal, another promise that has been put to the table. And the concern is, will this one hold, or are we watching yet another performance in the theater of conflict? And today we'll be turning our attention, as I mentioned, to the Great Lakes region, where Rwandan President Paul Kagame has cast some serious doubt on a U.S. brokered peace deal with the Democratic Republic of Congo. Paul Kagame says he's on board, he likes the deal, he's all for it, but only if Kinshasa keeps its word. He warns of tricks, he warns of double speak and implied retaliation should the need arise. And while the agreement calls for Rwanda to pull its troops from Eastern DRC within 90 days, one of the biggest spoilers in the region, the M23 rebels, say the deal doesn't even apply to them. Meanwhile, as always, people are paying the price. There's over 7 million people that remain displaced in the northern DRC. Communities continue to live in fear, and Congo's mineral wealth continues to attract international interest, investment that is mostly driven by conflict, to be honest. So we asked the question this morning, is this deal progress or is it just politics dressed up as peace? And to help us unpack what's really going on in the Great Lakes region, in the DRC, a region that South Africa is great interest in. Our troops have just returned just a month ago. We've been involved in that region, I think, since the dawn of democracy now. We'll be joined now by Didier Kabwe. He's a respected voice in Pan-African solidarity movements and is also the co-founder of Kairos-DRC and a key figure in the Congolese solidarity campaign. Mr. Kabwe, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Salam Media. Really appreciate you giving us your time this morning.
Thank you, Silailo.
I think we can kickstart the conversation with this peace deal. I'm sure you've watched this conflict evolve over the years. How do you unpack? How do you react? To this proposed peace deal? Obviously, made with the help of the United States of America. And looking at Paul Kagame's reaction to it, he's questioned this peace deal so publicly. Was this something that was expected also?
Thank you, Silailo, for that question. And what I will say is this is not the first time that there is a deal between Rwanda and DRC in terms of the war. We know that African Union, SADC, under their leadership, they did what they could do in order to end the war. But the particularity of this deal is the fact that the international community is relatively most engaged than the previous deals. So it is very difficult in terms of manipulations between DRC and Rwanda, and for me, the declaration of President Kagame is not the face. For me, that is just a presumption to say in advance that he knows that it is DRC that is not going to respect the deal. How? We don't know yet because we are not yet there. But this deal is very different to previous deals.
I want to talk about Paul Kagame here. He says Rwanda is willing to pull out troops. I think one of the conditions of the deal is that they do within 90 days. But he also warns of retaliation should Kinshasa, and I quote, play tricks. What message is he really sending here about how he perceives the peace deal and also just the bilateral relationship and its state between the DRC and Rwanda?
For me, this is just part of delayed tactics that we know from Rwanda. That's what I was saying. How can he give presumption that Rwanda, DRC is not going to respect the deals and is ready for any retaliation? This is just an anticipation. I think it's too early to talk about that. And what is known, these declarations are part of tactics delays and trying to say we are ready for we are going to respect the deal, but we are not sure that the other party is going to respect the deal, which is just a presumption.
Mm. One thing that was concerning for me, while I was reading about this peace deal and how it was brokered, is the fact that the agreement doesn't include the M23, the group which is doing much of the fighting in the region. Can this deal work if a key player isn't even a part of it, or is Rwanda, in a way representing the M23 rebels? I think by now everyone can agree that they are a proxy of the Rwandan government. They are funded by the Rwandan government, and they are in the region to do their dirty work, essentially.
I think the question of 23 is different from it is not really different from the deal, because as soon as Rwanda pull out his army, automatically we're not going to talk about M23. And remember, the question of M23 is dealt in Qatar, which is part of the agreement. So in Qatar, we have M23 and government representative, which is part of the agreement in order to they deal about dialogue about all questions regarding Congolese. But we know, as you said, when we talk about M23, it is just proxy. We know Rwanda is beyond M23, and as soon as Rwanda pull out army, and we are not going to talk about M23. So the question of M23 is part of what is going on in Qatar.
Definitely. Didier, just one last question before I let you go. If this deal fails, because you've mentioned there have been numerous other deals that have not yielded the kind of results that I think the people in the DRC and in the region would have hoped for. If this one fails and there's no serious accountability, what happens next for the Congo? And what should the people of the region brace themselves for?
Regarding the context of this deal, I don't see how it's going to fail, and we are not there. We don't even wish that this deal to fail, because all have been put in place in order to see this deal succeed. And if it fails, as you said, it is not going to be good, not only for DRC, it's not going to be good for the whole region, and also for Africa. So we need to encourage all stakeholders to make sure that this deal doesn't fail. It has been there for 30 years. And for me, this is a time that we have to finish with that problem, to use whatever we can use in order to see that deal succeed. That's what we can wish now. Because if it fails, it is not only DRC that is going to suffer, it all region, and it has an impact in all continents that we cannot forget.
No, definitely. Didier Kabwe, co-founder of the Kairos-DRC and member of Congolese Solidarity Campaign. Always a pleasure chatting to you. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Salailo.
There you go. Yeah, really interesting times ahead. And I think, as Didier mentioned there, we really hope that this peace deal that does really signal, I think, a beginning of the end of the conflict in the DRC. What do you think? Do you believe this DRC-Rwanda peace deal will hold, or it's just another elite arrangement that ignores the reality on the ground? Do you think it has been put in place because the United States of America, who have brokered it, also have a vested interest in the Great Lakes region, particularly the DRC? We know the vastness of the mineral wealth that the DRC has, and there's countries from all over the globe that see themselves, benefiting from that. Have your say. WhatsApp us on 0617660355, or you can send us a comment on whatever platform that you're watching or listening to us on. This has been a hashtag Africa Focus feature. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, news and views continues.